remember that you're enough, and that even though people don't tell you that you're enough, you are. And I know it probably don't mean much from just stranger coming through your screen with face stats, and but genuinely you are loved and you are enough.
Crime talk 369, prison stories on the line, New York rhythm in the spine. If you did it or you didn't, you gon' feel it in this rhyme.
What kind of things did you see while you're in juvie?
Juvie, not really much. The only thing was really so there's no fighting in my juvie. It's really high lockdown. They took me to the juvie, and then after they had so basically juvie's like jail, it's like holding. After they sentence you, then they take you over to the juvenile corrections. So then I got taken over there and then was in there and had to do a year of good time. No fades, no contraband YRs, no reports at all. And then I'll be able to get out. And even then, with how like high risk my charge was, there's very little chance of me getting out.
So how was the food in there?
Detention or in McLaren?
Both.
I'm gonna have to say detention was worse than McLaren food. But that's because the McLaren food, in detention, we were like restricted to a cell. So like we're very limited to what we had, and we had unseasoned food. But when you're on like a prison cell, it's different because you get like more abilities, more capabilities and shit. You get more freedom. So like we had more abilities to seasonings. And when I was in prison, I was working in the kitchen because I was clutching that shit. So I was getting all the seasonings, salt, pepper, all this shit, everything that anybody needed, all the hot sauce.
You were at an actual real prison, right?
Juvenile prison. So yes and no. It's just juvenile corrections.
Okay, and when you got there wasn't no fights or nothing over there either?
No, there was fucking fades. There was fades. There were stabbings. There was fucking murders, attempted murders. We seen a beheading. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, talk about all that, man. Just tell the story.
Well, first day in the unit, I came in. Immediately, they looked me up and down. So when I went into detention, right, I had locks that were like down to my shoulders. But when I went into detention, they cut my locks because they said they were like a safety hazard. So when I went into McLaren, my hair was all like straight and grew out. I looked weird, gang. I looked kind of like a Diddy bopper. It was bad. And I just got like a little sleeve attached just going. I'm looking bad. And I come walking up and they're like, oh, he's a fucking child toucher. Yo, we gonna get on this motherfucker. I'm like, oh God, I'm dead. I'm fucking dead. I'm like, I ain't even in here on none of that. What the fuck? I start hearing all these kids start screaming. All these adults start yelling. They're all banging up on the windows. I'm like, oh, I'm fucking dead. I'm so dead. And then I'll come walking up. I'm in cuffs. And I'm like, bro, can y'all take me out the cuffs, bro? Like, I want to be able to fend for myself, gang. If y'all are not about to put me in here with a whole group full of wild animals and just leave me cuffed. That's fucked. Come on, bro. So I walk up and then they all see my tattoos like, oh, he's a gang member. I'm like, oh God. Nah, bro, I'm not a gang member. And I came in, they started questioning me about where I'm from, what my charges were, fucking what all my tattoos meant, if I was gang affiliated, just basically kept putting me on blast all the time, just ask me questions, ask me about my medications, all sorts of shit. Anything that the inmates want to know that they can use to their ability, they will. So that's what they do. So that's how the first day went. We didn't have an open dorm that night on unit, so I had to go sleep in IU, which is I called it the incapacitation unit. It's the intervention unit. They basically, it's like when they put you in like lockdown or whatever. They put you in like a little cell. It's like lockdown when you go over into prison. You like fuck up and then they put you in lockdown. You're like restricted, like no beds and sheets and shit. So I was like in that type of setting. And it's disgusting because it was made back in like the 80s, 90s. It's got no maintenance. It's covered in shit, blood, puke. People are drawing with their shit, blood and puke, like all sorts of nasty.
You said somebody got beheaded?
I seen the aftermath. I didn't get to see it happen. I seen the start. We got rushed inside really quick. Somebody got their hands on like, I don't know if it was like a bike, like one of those bike cords or something. But they got their hands on something like that. And they attached it to like, I don't know if it was metal or wood. They made like a string, got to a fade with somebody. They didn't like them because they were different gang affiliation. It was Hispanic politics. It was North Asian Search. They were beefing and started running the fade. And we're on our porch, so we're allowed to see certain shit, but we're not allowed to be out like next to each other. But we can be on like other units and be out. So we were on a different unit from them. We're like on the side. So I was looking over, and And I'm watching, and we see a fight break out, and I hear Green 1 call, and I'm like, okay, so Green 1 means that there's a fight and that they need like COs over there to help get them in cuffs, take them over to IU, get them all booked and whatever. So it starts out as a friendly fade. Well, not like a friendly fade, but like a fade. Fucking ming, 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 ming. Okay. Boom, gets him on the floor, brings him back up, punches him in the face, and his jaw just goes like slack. And we're like, oh, fuck. He starts punching his eye, and he just starts gushing blood from the bottom. I'm like, oh, no. He lifts him up, pulls out the wire, wraps around his shit, and just pulls it and just starts right behind his, like, he went behind, just started ripping, and it just got louder and louder. And then staff said that they heard just and the motherfucker just kept going until it cut through. I don't know. Took COs way too long to get there.
Damn. So when you're in there, the COs, you might die in there, you know?
Yeah. Very, very, it's very normal. They also don't give you good medical attention. They have a hospital at the facility. So you're not getting shit to a hospital to get like actual medical care. You're just getting it by the people that work there.
Did you have all the tattoos on your face when you went in there?
No, I was completely clear. I actually really didn't have any tattoos. Honestly, like most of the tattoos I have now weren't here. I really only had just like a couple. I wasn't very tattooed. My fingers were done. That was about it.
What kind of gangs were in there? Was it like the Crips, the Bloods?
We had Grimies, we had Rolling 60s, we had Hoovers, we had Bloods, we had EBKs, Sirs, Nortes, 18 Streeters. I'm trying to think what else. The Aryan Brotherhood, obviously.
Did anybody try to get you to join a gang?
Oh yeah, the Bloods tried to get me in immediately. But I'm 6'3", so I'm tall. So they seen that, they seen how big I am. They're like, oh yeah, he could be on our shit. So they immediately was trying to like, yo, hey bro, do this for us. Trying to be the whole little cool game. Hey, come on, look at how cool it is on our side.
You didn't join a gang though?
Mm-hmm. The set, like I'll play the game and we'll be cool. But the second it comes to, oh, we're gonna start affiliating, no.
Yeah, that's smart. I ain't gonna lie, that's smart.
Yeah, it's like I don't got no disrespect for gangs. I respect you. I understand that you're probably trying to help your family and your community. I have all respect for that. But personally, don't come bringing that on me, gang. I got my own shit that I'm doing. I don't care. I really don't need that. Like, it's no disrespect or hatred. I just don't need that.
Now, did you see a lot of other kids actually joining gang? And what kind of advice would you give to them? Like, what could go wrong?
You could be told that you're getting jumped in and actually be getting set up to get like gang stabbed.
You seen that?
People, yeah, it's happened on unit, on floor. Kid came out and thought he was going to get affiliated. Thought they were going to do it on the floor, on the normal light in the day room. Did not happen on the floor in the day room like he thought it was going to. When everybody pulled out a piece of metal and started getting going, a lot of blood. I've seen a lot of broken noses, a lot of broken jaws, a lot of blood everywhere.
So what's that do to you? You know, seeing all this violence, all this murder, what does that do to you mentally?
As a kid, I'd kind of like not really been there and like affected by it because I've been like a big gore watcher, and so like I kind of desensitized myself to it. So being in there, that didn't really affect me so much. But like the thing that affected me so much being in there was that I had to be on good time because I couldn't get out if I wasn't. So it's like trying to be not fucked with while having the no chance of backing yourself up at all, because if you do, then you get more time and you're stuck in there longer, is so fucked. And it fucks with you mentally so much because you know that you're something and you know that you're greater than all these people, but you can't show that you're greater than these people. Otherwise you do more time and you're stuck with them longer, and it's a trap. That's really the game. That's really what fucked with me the most. It wasn't really all the fights and all the toxic masculinity, because that's all it is. It's just a bunch of guys arguing and beefing because they never know when they're gonna get out and they hate each other. That's all it is. It's literally just balls fighting over balls. When you get brought into it, you try to coexist and just you can't. It doesn't work.
Now you said you're Juggalo, right?
Yep.
I thought that's considered a gang.
It's considered a gang. I mean, if you think it's a gang, I guess I'm a gang member. I guess I'm a gang member then, you know.
I mean, I don't know. That's what I heard.
Yeah, I mean, the FBI said it's a gang. we be telling them it's not a gang, it's a family. They think it's a gang. So I mean, if I'm gang related, I guess I'm gang related then.
I don't really see it as a gang, to be
I
honest.
don't either. It's a mass gathering of friends and family. That's all it is. It's all love. That's all it is. And you just see people being themselves. Like that's what we need. That's not gang violence. That's people being happy. Like
Yeah.
it's just
I don't see how they got so much attention on that kind of music when you got drill rappers out here telling people to go kill people.
exactly and do all these drugs and go sit at the club until you're broke. What
Yeah, that's
what
crazy.
the fuck is going on, man? Like that's with my music. Like I want to make music. I'm trying to, and I'm working on it, but I'm keeping it quiet because I want my sound to be something that people don't hear. I don't want them to know it until I actually want to put my all into it, so they can really lock into it. But like with making music, I don't want that shit. I'm trying to make some new shit. I hate all this groupies and drugs and all the cars and jewelry and da da da. Like, bro, I get it, but like, there should be a limitation, right? Like, we don't need so much. It's like every single song is the same thing over and over, just in a different turn. What what are we doing? Like, I want music that actually influences positivity. Mac Miller, fucking, oh man, we could go XXX, Juice World, Trippie Red. Their music actually influences something. It helps people when they're feeling down. It brings them up. It uplifts them. What the fuck is your oh yeah, I hit the blunt and then I go sat at the bar and then I fucked the bitch and then I left her in my car. Like what, brother, what are we doing? What happened to the uplifting positivity? I'm feeling so down in the dumps. I don't want to be here anymore, but I put the song on and I'm great again. That's I want people to hear my music and feel that. I want them to feel the energy through it. I don't want it to be some stupid shit.
Now, do you have any regrets at all?
Honestly, I regret not denying certain people a place in my life when I should have just never opened that communication. You know, like you ever just have like all those doors that you just wish you never opened. You just could just like shut and lock and they never got open in the first place. Have that with a lot of people. That's my biggest regret is that I cut off the wrong people and I saved the wrong ones. And then when it came down to in the end I had nobody. And like I fucked myself because I thought that I was doing the right thing by getting rid of everybody that helped me for one person that meant nothing and was just gonna hurt me like everyone else. Like I regret just not ever creating the communication or ever building the bridge with the person. That's what I regret.
And for a young person following your footsteps, what advice would you give them going into the system?
So honestly, my best advice is don't do it if you can. And I know it seems fun. I know it seems cool. It's not. Um, just don't. Just don't. And if you get there, don't try to hold your own. Don't try to puff your balls over anybody because at the end of the day, there's people in there that are always going to be above you because they live there. That's their place. But it's not your place. You're not meant to be there. Therefore, don't go there in the first place. And if you find yourself there, remind yourself that you're only residing there for a bit. Those people are going to continue to live there, and whatever they do, whatever idiocy they complete, they're going to continue and do their time for them. You can just do your good time and get out. And I promise you, don't go fucking up, go running a fade because, oh, somebody said something about the way I look. Don't go running a fade because, oh, somebody said something about my family member. I know it seems like it hurts, but honestly, just push it off. Have a big ego. Ignore it. It doesn't matter. I promise you. Because at the end of the day, all it's gonna do is fuck you up, fuck your time up, and fuck everything else up. I promise it just makes it worse, gang. You just steer clear of it. I did a whole year of it. It was hell. It was fucking horrible. I hated every single bit of it, but I did the best I could just to get out because of the people that were around me, supporting me, trying to help.
Now,
Like,
you know, a lot of people on the outside, they joke around, don't drop the soap and booty bandits. Was that a thing at any of the places you were at?
it is a thing. Definitely. Group showers are a thing, even in juvenile corrections. I've never experienced anything like that happening. I've heard stories, and I have heard of, while I was there, I'd heard of active things happening on other units to other kids who I was in groups with and friends with at the time. And I had heard about different stuff from the staff because places like an open Facebook page, they just yap. They'll say it right over the radio, and like everybody hears it. It goes through every single radio. So like they just sit there and openly talk about shit, and that's somebody's like, if somebody got assaulted, you don't put that on blast for the whole like campus team. That's fucked. Like It's definitely a thing. Try to avoid it. Make sure you have friends. That's the best thing I can say. Make sure you stay in groups. Try and make sure that you're best friends with the staff. That's definitely another one. Everybody's gonna call you a rat. Everybody's gonna call you a snitch. Just keep pushing that shit off. It doesn't matter. They're gonna keep saying whatever the fuck they want. I wasn't a snitch. I wasn't feeding information. But the staff were keeping me sane. We were playing card games every day. We were doing shit every day. They were keeping my socialization up because nobody in there was wanting to fuck with me. Everybody hated me. So if I didn't have no socialization, you're gonna go stir crazy. But if you're best friends with the staff, that's a new person switching roles every single day. You get a new person constantly. That's the best thing ever. You get a new friend each day to play fucking cards with, board games with. That's the best thing you could ask for. Like, be best friends with the staff. That shit helps. I promise.
Did they have a lot of programs in there to help y'all?
Yes and no. Like, they had religious programs, but they were also like, it's really weird now. Like, McLaren doesn't run the same way as it used to because it was like one way, and then they were running like one way for a long time. But then coronavirus hit, and when coronavirus hit, they had to switch up all the rules and shit, change the way that they ran, and they never stopped the way that they were running on Corona when Corona ended. So they just like kept all the same shit. So like most of their programs are shut down. You can't do them. Like most of their stuff is all just like.
When I was in prison, they implemented rules for coronavirus, and after it was done, they still kept all them rules.
Yep. A lot of places did that because they found it easy. Because it cut off a lot of extra shit that they have to do, like fucking making sure that people are in certain places or keeping an eye on people. They just keep you in one area because that was the coronavirus rule, so that you guys weren't, coming in contact with each other. They don't have to worry about you. That's the easiest job ever. I'll just fucking sit there and throw you wherever I got to because that's what he was doing in Corona. Sit there on my phone.
Did you ever see people get extorted in there?
What do you mean extorted?
Like a gang comes to them and says, "Hey, if you want to stay over here, you got to pay us food or you got to pay us money."
Yeah, actually, I was a victim of attempted extortion. It goes ways, right? If you're a little scrawny white boy who's no gang affiliation, nothing, you got no rep anywhere, you come up in that bitch and you get onto you start off on a starter unit. You do 3 months on the starter unit and then you move to a bigger unit. And if you don't move to a bigger unit, you get like moved to a different facility. But so when you get put on a bigger unit, that's where all like the murderers, serial killers, like armed robbers, like all the big boys, that's where all they're at. So when you get over there, you get to where all they're at. They're running shit heavily. They have expectations. You gotta feed them this. They want this. They're gonna get this. If you don't give them this, this is gonna happen. That I had them go as far as hunting through my shit, finding my family's addresses, finding pictures of my girlfriend, saying that they were going to do malicious things to my girlfriend, saying that they were going to go pop up my crib, saying they're going to do all sorts of shit to me. Just because I had told them I wasn't going to give them 2 fucking ramen packets because I needed to pay for my bed.
I'm glad you're out of that environment. What are some bad things and some good things you took from that whole experience?
Don't trust anybody. Some of my best friends coming out now, I have found out about the charges and it's not good. And some of those people I thought were so nice and trustworthy, and I'm finding out that they're horrible people. So I've definitely learned don't trust anybody at all, ever.
Do you think it made you a paranoid person?
Not really paranoid, hyper-vigilant, yes. Extremely hyper-vigilant. I was already hyper-vigilant, but I'm definitely on 10 toes constantly now. Kind of have been the whole time for a long time. I don't know. Kind of haven't really felt at ease for a while. Kind of feel tense.
The longer you're out, the better it'll get, man. You just got to keep your head up. But I see you got your own thing you're doing on what kind of social media? If somebody hears your story and they want to see more of you, where are you at?
I'm on TikTok right now. I'm trying to start a YouTube. I'm just kind of like trying to decide if I want to go the YouTube route yet or if I'm going to wait on that. Right now, I'm just on the TikTok, Pills the Clown, and then Pills the Clown 4. That's just what I've been doing. I've been going live, just posting videos. I don't know, share more positive views with this world. I always got that that's in my bio, and a lot of people always look at that and they laugh it off. But I'm being dead ass. I'm trying to build more positive views in this world, and that's what my following is. And the people that genuinely follow, people that genuinely support, are supporting that movement. They're supporting the positivity. They've at least been in it live, and they know that that's who I genuinely am. I don't just have it there just as, oh yeah, huh. It's genuine. It's an everyday thing. I work towards that every single day, trying to build more positivities in this world. I see your negativity. I see you being a troll in my comment section. Fuck that. Let's flip it. You're gonna be positive now. We're not doing that. Like,
Yeah.
or you could just get the fuck on. Like, bro, I don't do that. I'm just trying to straight positivity. Ever since that prison shit, I don't want no more of that negative. I've had that for a lifetime. I'm done. I don't want that. We could all be just a little bit more positive. This world will run so much better. I promise.
You're right about that. So if you got a TikTok, make sure you go over there and check him out. What do you want people to remember after watching this interview?
Remember that you're enough, and that even though people don't tell you enough that you're enough, you are. And I know probably don't mean much from this, stranger coming through your screen with face stats, and but genuinely you are loved and you are enough. And make sure that you stay hydrated and make sure that you eat and that everything, it's all gonna work out. It'll all be okay. Even though it's a big negative bump right now for a lot of people, I promise it'll sort itself out. We're coming. Just keep manifesting that positivity like I'm talking about. We're gonna see positivity. That's what it's gonna be. I promise. It's all about that manifestation, man.